3 qualities of lasting friendships. It's no secret that for those of us on the autism spectrum, maintaining healthy relationships can be a real challenge. So last week we looked at how to break the cycle of rejection, and this week we're looking at 3 practical strategies, practical qualities of lasting friendships that you can deliberately seek to strengthen and maintain. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Paul, and I make weekly videos sharing from the inside, the human side of autism, and occasionally sharing my expertise in emotional intelligence and relationship coaching, like today's video, for example. So the content of today's video is actually not something I came up with myself. It's from an organization called KiteString, and a free resource which you can download called Finding and Keeping Close Friends in the Modern World. So this came out of some research done by a bunch of guys in Melbourne here, and they came up with 3 insights, 3 really practical things that you can do that every lasting friendship, qualities that every lasting friendship has. So let's look at what they are, and that will allow us to deliberately manufacture or bring about this within our own lives. So the first insight that they came up with is that we don't connect to people directly. We connect through things. We connect through activities, through groups, through some kind of external thing. So for example, if your kids go to the same school, that's something that is joining you two together, and you've got something in common. So I know in my life, I often prefer to get to know a person very, very directly, and I'll have these intense one-on-one relationships with people, but there's actually nothing holding us together because we're connecting to each other, but we don't have enough different connections so that we can connect through other things. So the recommendation here is to find multiple ways to connect to a person, multiple ways. Let me try that again. They even have a really good picture. Sometimes visuals are even easier. So in this picture, it shows that the way that the 2 people connect to each other is lots and lots of different things that they have in common. So it's easier to connect with people if we've got something in common. So the second one is that building a friendship is a slow cycle, and they refer here to the virtuous cycle. Friendships become closer through small, continuing acts of bravery. And this is something that I was talking about last week in breaking the cycle of rejection. We need to constantly strengthen the relationship. And what that looks like is constantly being a little bit brave, constantly risking rejection and asking someone out for a coffee, or would you like to do this, or sharing something, or leaning on someone just a little bit. And every time we have another positive interaction, it's a confirmation that we can rely on this person in the future. It's building the previous history of our relationship that we can rely on. So thirdly, and this was a really interesting one for me, the third insight is that friendships need holding. So friendships that last are held in something bigger than themselves. So the analogy for this that they use is like of a pot plant. It's held in a pot and it grows to a certain size, and then after a little while it needs a bigger pot to grow into. So if my friendships are only with the other people at work and we only ever chat at lunchtime at work, well, that is like a container that's holding our friendship. And if that container goes away, if suddenly one of us gets a new job or something, the chances of that friendship lasting are pretty low unless we can have another container to put our friendship in. So maybe that other container is, I don't know, a regular cards night, or we go to the movies together, or every third Saturday we take our kids to the zoo, or a yearly camping trip where all our old friends get together and we do this one little ritual every year. They're examples of containers, things that are external to the friendship that actually keep the friendship going. Anyway, if you are interested in more information on that, you can actually download this free resource. I'll include a link to that. And in summary, the three things were that we connect through activities. So lasting friendships have lots of things in common, things that we can connect through. Lasting friendships are built slowly over time. They have lots of they are tested in lots of small ways continually over time. And thirdly, friendships need holding. So a quality of a lasting friendship is that it has a container that holds the friendship together, or ideally multiple containers. So I hope you found that helpful. If you're interested in more emotional intelligence stuff, you can check out my website at emotionsexplained.com.au. I'll include a link to that in the description as well. And I'm actually running a free webinar on the 13th of July as well. So come along to that if you'd like to have a bit of an introduction as to what emotional intelligence is and how you can learn it and master that skill. And also, if you're watching this and it's after July 2020, then check out the website anyway, because there's probably going to be another one coming up soon. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you again next week. Bye.